Yes. Okay. Uh, it's my honor to introduce Mr. Nisarg Mehta, a personality with high technical knowledge. He has worked in various domains like data transformation, Google Assistant specialist, working as a Google Assistant community developer. He's an Harvard Business School fellow, also an professional mentor of the Institute of Engineering and Technology, United Kingdom. So without much ado, I'll request Nisarg Mehta sir to share his expertise, and today's his talk will be on actions on Google, how to be a Google employee. So over to you, Nisarg Mehta sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for the giving a chance to speak up to with your students. So let's give a glimpse about my career. I just started my engineering career in 2016 as a student engineer. Still, yet didn't complete it, but I reached the several success. So over here, how? So before getting into the how, I would love to show. I want to present my screen. Just a second.
Okay, sir.
Window. Okay, desktop. It is desktop. Let's see the first video so you get the entire thing glimpse. Sir, just tell me video is visible or not.
Not yet started, sir. Now it is there.
Okay, let's see the very quick video, just 2 minutes.
Sir, audio.
Sir, there is no audio.
Audio is not visible. Okay,
Yes,
okay.
yes, sir.
Let me close it. Leave it. Okay, let's jump to the presentation, and meanwhile I will explain that what is into the, we can say, particular video. Is it my screen visible again?
Not yet.
No, not yet, sir.
Just a second. It is not. Okay. Include system audio. Just a second. Huh?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
I think it is having some problem to share.
You are using laptop, sir.
Yes, yes, definitely. Okay, now
So
I
you
got.
can see that share button.
Okay, now it is visible to all, right?
No, sir.
Yes, now it is. You
Okay,
can
let's.
put it on slideshow mode.
Just a second. Just a second.
Okay.
From current slide. So, why to use Google Assistant? Why we need an assistant nowadays? First of all, let's look at that particular. So, looking for a personal assistant. Nowadays, we are surfing a lot. As my fellow speaker says that we have a lot data. We need a data science and everything to analyze and create and recreate the data. So we need assistant or we need a particular informations nowadays. That's why Google come up with the Google Assistant, and it is available everywhere. It is available on your watch. It is available on your phone. It is available on the Google Home particular devices. It is available in your car as well. I will give the four of them importance. It is ready to help 100 million plus devices. Let me give one idea. You may heard on the Apple iPhone XR, Google is available. Google Assistant is available. People are wearing smartwatches. People are running. People are analyzing their data. But people are, meanwhile, you are running. So how you can ask your device for your data, how much calorie you burn. So you need just you have at that time you are doing the activity. So you had just a voice with you. You cannot tap it. That's why we come up with the Google Assistant with the speech recognition technology. What it can do? It can do a flip a coin. It is the simple like a toss. Let's say you and your friend having a cricket match on the ground and you don't have a toy, you don't have a coin. So what we can do? Just ask a Google Assistant to flip a coin for you, and it will flip a coin. Okay, so you I have one live example with you. I would like to share on my phone call. I'm just tapping my Google Assistant and call a Jill.
Universities in Illinois include the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign, Illinois State University, the University of Illinois at Chicago, and others.
So I just asked for the University of Illinois and it's give the entire informations. Next, it is built on the cutting edge technology of Google. What it can do? It can do location and context awareness. Let's say I'm from the Rajkot and I moved to the Pune for some reasons. So I don't know where the D.Y. Patel College is located. So what's the best thing we will do? We will ask to the Google for the where is the locations. So it gives the location awareness, a knowledge graph. It is completely new thing, which is really developed just because of the 4 years back to get personalized things. Google Assistant was introduced on the 16th May 2016 and it is basically written. It is written in very basic language. It is written in C++. We are talking about knowledge graph. Knowledge graph is the personalized ranking system for the individual Google Assistant user. It can identify you. It can make a payments for you. It have a structured data makeup. Let's say structured data makeup. Wherever the interaction you did, they will store in a Google Cloud in a structured way. So within a millisecond, it invokes the data, and it invokes and it retrieve to the your screens, or you retrieve to your, we can say is that devices. It use NLP. Let's say Google Assistant nowadays available in a 126 languages. How it is possible of one device with one software, it is available in 126 languages just because of the community support. So how the community we are building in the every city at Google, we have a small group called Google Developer Groups. As I already shared the previously before the coming to the in this webinar, I shared this information with Professor Vibhuti. You can collect it from him. So individual speech recognition. Okay, let me give the one example. Are you everybody is aware about Android 4.4 KitKat version?
Yes,
Sir,
sir.
can you answer?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So in the KitKat, after that we were in the Google, there is a text to speech is there, or speech to text is there. So what we do in this, we say okay Google 3 times and they will record our voice. So Google is recording from 2012 to 2016 your voice in your device, in your account, and nowadays they have a ability, they develop that ability to, we can say, recognize your voice. So how you can interact with it? Interacting with the Google Assistant is super easy. I love to share one example. My grandma is 85 years old. She's just, we can say, basically the ABCD or 26 letters of the alphabet. So she didn't aware about the internet and all the things. But one day I was sitting and developing my certain course, and she come up with my phone and says that I want to move to the Somnath temple in Gujarat. I said, okay. So we will plan the trip and we will go. She says, not. You are always wrong in a way. You are always wrong to the find the maps. So I will trust Google apart from you. I was shocked. My grandma, who is not able to even the write and read, is now using the Google. I asked my grandma how you can use the Google. She says that it is available in our native language. Then I says that okay, do it, and she completely successfully do it, and we reach to the temple. And let's say you can, if you have a voice, then you can do. Typing is already available in the every device. Tap is the very new thing over here. We can say that if they give you suggestions. Google is always about the suggestion from this. We can beginning of the Google, where Google is introduced their search engine. They always have us. If you are typing, they always give you suggestions. Over here, if you are typing something, your one dialogue is complete, one conversation is complete. In that suggestion clip, there will be a tap. Suggestion tip is always there. You just need to tap it and Google will be consider it for your next question. Google Lens. Google Lens is the technology. It can identify any object seamlessly in the world, and it show you their web presences. And now it is integrated with the Google Assistant. So growing devices and growing audience. Nowadays in Mumbai, in these days only, in a we can say lockdown 4.0, people are using Google Assistant seamlessly, like the way we can say that small kirana shops are scheduling their customers queue into the Google Assistant, because it is the particular app which is coming with the every Android device. And nowadays in India, there is the more than 2 crore Android devices are available. So it comes with your every device. Now, how it works? It have two ways. It works basically with the Google Home, which is Google device. It works with the mobile devices like you and me. It is the surface input required, and it requires the input as from the user. Sometimes it requires your camera input as well. The Google Assistant, a conversation between you and Google, helps to get things done. As we see in this Sundar Pichai video, I was forgot to share that story. When the Professor Vibhude, just few days back, he called me and says that, Nisarg sir, we need your video for the, we can say, glimpse to our students. I refused that because I was not in a proper attire to give a video, because due to the lockdown, my hair and my, we can say, beard grows like a, we can say, any sand. So I says that no. So after the Professor Vibhute's call, I just asked my Google Assistant when my barber will be open. He says that your barber name is Bonanza and it will open on the Sunday only. So I decide that I again asked to Google Assistant when we can say I have an appointment of my barber. It is my Google Assistant directly immediately call my barber and says that this is the call from the Nisarg Mehta and he want his regular 0.0 cut from this stylist. So my barber Google Assistant reply that, and they says that okay, Nisarg Mehta can come between 10 to 11 a.m. Sunday and payment is 300 rupees. So by this, using this mobile only and by this fingerprint sensor, I just give my fingerprint and my payment is done. That's the simplicity we develop, and at the Google, we believe get things done for the users. Okay, Google, let's talk it. So I give this actual conversation flow where we are more focused it. First is that they give one example. Okay, Google is the invocation where you start the Google and says that you want to talk with the particular applications. Here they are talking with the personal self applications. These are the two devices. This goes to the speech recognitions and NLP, and knowledge graph and machine learning ranking. As we saw in the data science, every field, we can say every context we are connecting with the internet, we are leaving the footprints, they need to rank up because nowadays we have a lot of knowledge. We need to graph it, which is the more accurate. Let's say if I'm saying, who is the Salman Khan? We all know that Salman Khan is the Bollywood actor. And if we Google, it will be reply like that. Salman Khan is the politician and upcoming Prime Minister of India by 2020. Is it not a true at all? So people will not trust on your products and your, we can say, information. People lose a faith on the company. So Google developed the knowledge graph. It ranks millions of the database. It retrieves within a fraction of seconds using the, we can say Google Spanner technology. Google Spanner is the technology where it has a Google Cloud, and it kind of the, we can say, data server. It scales within a fraction of seconds, 0 to the million. And they have, Google have their own personal, we can say, algorithms to graph their particular, we can say, data, or we can say information which is available in the real world, and they rank into their virtual world. After the ranking, they have a machine learning ranking. They will train their machines. They will train their TPU. In the, we can say, 2017 Google I/O, Sundar Pichai announced the TPU, TensorFlow Processing Power Unit. It is more 3 times faster than any PC built based on just for the machine learning. It uses NVIDIA G20 Tesla graphic cards. After the machine learning rank, they retrieve the user profile. User profile, what's the user wanted. Over here, they using data science. And after that, using that data science, they use text to speech technology. They have a text data, they convert into their speech, computerized speech, and they invoke that particular application. Once they invoking that application, they repeat that same process again, and they have a conversations more. And they collect the query, they store into this database, and they will retrieve and get the task done. This is how the Google Assistant is working. And if you see that Google Assistant is taking hardly 5 seconds to develop their, we can say retrieve the questions. Over here, the questions which is thrown by the user, it is shown, well, it is the kind of cool outside, so I did like to something warm me up. I like to soap, and I went it fast. I want it fast. So user is saying there is something cold. So cold is the keyword which is Google taking. Warm is the keyword. Both are the opposite keywords. So they rank the things immediately. They rank the things immediately in their database, which is things are related to cold and which is things are related to warm. Then user give this input, I want a soup. So here the soup are 2 types, cold and warm again. So again they rank up and they say where is the soup. They identify all the soup. So again user says that I want something to warm up. So they just identify and they just filter it out, which is the warm soup, and they give it to user. Now Google says that I have some chicken and also canned tomatoes. Which soup you like? So Google give the 2 choice. Either you can go for the chicken or either you can go for the tomatoes. So it is have a user input from the first. Applications will be invoked by the user, and it's go to the API.ai where the conversations have a request, where the millions of the Google engineers are automated their codes, and based on their API request and response, as we see in the web platforms, in any website, we have a request and response structure. So it is the actual flow. It is the actual platform where you are developing your applications. Now, sir, hello.
Oh, yes, sir.
Just can you open a forum for the students to interact with me?
Sir, actually, students can raise their hands. I can ask student. Sir, students can directly interact with you.
Okay.
Yes,
So,
sir.
because now the things are very crucial. It was the previously the basic things. Now the actual development is started. The actual in the we can say how I develop my applications. Let's say you see the power of Google Assistant, how much it is powerful and how much you want to develop it. So it has a pre-built things where you didn't require to code. Students, it is your part now. Your professor and your all the expert are saying you need to do a hard code, you need to do a mathematics for the artificial intelligence. I am the one in the world who had the coding and who are into the Google. Get nowadays things are changing drastically. There are no code environments are coming in the market. In the US, particularly before the COVID thing, there are I just see on the monster.com there are we can say 2 lakh plus jobs are available for the no code developer. So they took the example of personal self on this platform again. So how they develop that particular application? Let's see that. They have an intent. Intents means we can say set of the programs, and entity means we can say is that set of the arguments. They have a domains. In the way, let's say I have a food domain, I have a we can say knowledge domain, I have a book domain. There are several domains in the which in your program which functions you would like to pass. It's considered as over here as a domain. Training. In the artificial intelligence, if you develop any model, you need to give a training data and test it. Over here, you can train your chatbot and you can integrate with the several platforms. And after that, you can have a fulfill. So before the developing a Google Assistant application, so over here, let's you need to enter the certain we can say inputs which your user will be asked to your applications. They enter several inputs, then they again, as I explained earlier this month, they trigger the welcome event first of all. Then they go to the invocation of your applications. Then there was speech to text and NLP, internal machine learning, and entity extraction. What user says first, find me a recipe for the homemade candy. So Google Assistant replies that. Again, it goes to the Dialogflow. Dialogflow is their Google particular engine where everything is developed and saved, and they have an initiate webhook called ThruGet JSON. JSON is the we can say is that nowadays bit crucial for the students to learn to code because of the they didn't get the any kind of error. After once the webhook call is initialized, they get the response and they again response return to the user. That's how the flow. Now see the magical experience. Now let's go to this particular link. Okay, it is okay. Students, can you just screenshot this particular PPT in for your reference? So if you want to develop this kind of applications, so you get the everything ready made. And ma'am, how much time we have remaining?
Sir, we have 7 minutes with us and 5 minutes for question answer session. So we can continue with the question answer also. Yes, students, please ask if you have any question during the presentation. Also, you can ask. Yes, there is a one student. Yes, a student, you can unmute your audio. I can see one raised hand. I requested that student please unmute your audio and ask the question.
Okay. So over here, now one more facility they allow us. It is the transacting with the user. If you buy the things online, you place in your card, you have your credit card details already with the Google. You just need to give a one fingerprint tip and your things are done. See, students, this is the way of life to live. And we can say is that we are the people who is the speak widely Hindi in the entire nation. We approach the, as we know, approx 100 crore people are speaking Hindi, and you can develop the application. Hello, hello,
Hello, yes, sir.
is there anyone? You can develop your applications in your native languages, because nowadays Indian populations are educating, but there are some people who are not able to educate, who are not able to get trained. So how we can empower these users? Because empowering these users means empowering our nations. Let's say certain software is there to help your nation, then why not to use? Because e-commerce, doing a shopping on the online, it is not a cup of tea for your grandma. It is not a cup of tea for your grandfather. Hello? Someone is
Hello.
speaking.
Yes,
Someone is
please,
speaking.
please unmute your audio. Sir, I think by mistake someone has unmuted. So you can continue, sir. Please continue.
Okay.
Yes.
So I was saying it is not a cup of tea for your grandfather to do online shopping. So how you can empower this, and how can you leverage this technology to your grandparents? Because watching Ramayana, it is they know all the things, but doing the things, let's say there is a certain products which was we can say manufactured in Tamil Nadu, and you are living in a Jammu Kashmir. So what if their product is not available in your region? So you must buy online. So what's the mostly our parents says that XYZ, let's take a name of that student, Raj, बेटा रिचार्ज करवा लेना अपने एंड से, तेरे पापा का और मेरा भी. So doing a simple mobile recharge, your parents are saying you will do it, and they are giving a bank creditation, which is very crucial. Sometimes students have did mistake, and due to their teenage, or we can say is that lack of maturity, they reveal that their bank details in somewhere else, and your bank accounts are in a threat. So sometimes it is allowing your parents, your elders, to give we can say technology leverage, so they have a better and safe and healthy life. So how they are transacting? See that they are ordering something, and they have an address of the delivery. They have a we can say payment, and once you click on the place order, they will place order from your credit card or your debit card, and nowadays UPIs as well. They are now into the smart home. Smart homes, like as I say, is that I have one glimpse. Let me show that. Okay.
Excuse me, sir. Can you please go for slideshow mode? Actually, some words are not visible.
Okay. From current
Yes.
slide onwards. Okay. So they are into the smart homes. As I said that, let's say you have a very good house. In your house, you put it IoT things. So if you just say is that to your assistant, turn off your lights, switch on your fans, the every task did by the Google Assistant. For the developers, student developers, they develop standard development kits where the certain pre-codes are already written. Students needs to just write their functions and their arguments, and they get things done. As much simple. You don't need to write header and footer files and all. how you reach to the user. You need to give a training phase. Let's say, okay, Google, this particular. Okay, Google, let's talk to. It's a oh, it's a training phase and the app name, which is the personal safe which you developed previously. So trigger phase, app name, action for precautions, and the action phrase. These are the keywords. Students, are you getting with these points or not?
Yes, sir.
So by this phase, they are technically invoking their application. These are the dialogue discovery between the, we can say, triggering between Google and you. And as I love to like to show my applications which I developed. Just a second. Okay, screen is not visible still. Okay, wait. Meanwhile, when I'm changing the screen, students can ask questions if they have.
Yes, students, you can ask the questions to sir. Please raise your hand. Any participant, faculty or student, please ask the question.
See, these three applications which I developed for the Google. One is the test psychology. It is the psychological applications where your psychological personality will be judged by the Google and tell by the Google by the certain question answer. It is available on the Google Home, Google Android 5 plus device, iOS 10 plus device, iPhone, smartphones, and Android 6 plus tablets. So after over here, I am ending the presentation because on the next slides, they have something called the very technical stuff if I am giving to the students. So they
Yes,
may.
So there is one question from Gajanan sir, is a faculty member from our college, from IT department. Yes, sir, you can unmute your audio and you can ask the question.
Yes, ma'am. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Hello. Sir, I have one question on behalf of students that which type of qualities and the skills Google expects from job seeker for hiring and how to achieve that skills or the qualities to get hired in Google.
Okay. So hiring Google, I'm coming to that part only. It is a very complex process, as I said, that as I personally got into the Google and being an employee of Google, it took me around 8 years to get into the Google just for the unofficial role. Right now, I am the Google Assistant Community Developer, and on my paycheck, they written like that, hello developers from the Google. So it is very crucial, and the skill sets are every year changing, and they change recruiter to recruiter. So you need to look for the particular profile. So sir, can you give me the which profile students are looking for that? Just
Developer, yes, sir. Developer side.
Developer sides. So in the developer, Google looks like you have a command on the 5 languages, specifically C, C++, Java, Python, and Go. Go is their own language. You must clear with your OOPS concepts. You must clear with your data structure. You must clear with some of the competitive programming. And Google FooBar challenge is there. Google FooBar is the kind of challenge. It is the kind of competitive programming which is developed by the Google, where they give the certain programming sets, and if you are able to solve their all continuously, rigorously basis, all they are correct, then they will call you for the interview. And once they have an interview, then you need to give around 7 to 8 rounds over there. So requiring skills are not a fix at Google.
Okay.
In this days we are work from home, and Google says that you can work up to 6 months. So they are giving a lot facilities. Apart from them, they are demanding a lot things from us. So skill set is not fixed. Still I can say that you must be in a community of Google if you want to be a part of Google. Let's say for the students, we have a student developer clubs. For the girls, we have a women tech makers. For the faculty members and all the general people, we have Google developers. And for the businesses, we have Google business groups in every city of the India. In the every city of the India, I say that. So, but I says that if you want to be in certain company like Google, so you must have your fundamentals clear, very strong enough, and you must be challenged to the recruiter for the particular point. You are able to challenge that recruiter and convince them. These are the interview skills which is required at Google. Gajanan sir, I am able to
Yes, sir.
answer.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you for your valuable guidance. And sir, I have one question again. You told that for the faculty members there is a one group, that is Google developers. So
Yes.
how the faculty can contribute in a Google, uh, because we are working in a college, and how we can contribute with the Google.
Sir, as a faculty member, you are also a normal citizen of our country, right?
Right.
So being a civil, we we allow you in our developer groups where you go into the meetups, where communicating with your local team, you have several hackathons, this kind of webinars and the sessions, have expert sessions and sometimes good events. And in that particular events, your if you have a good idea, it directly goes to the Google.
Okay. Thank you very much, sir, for your valuable guidance.
Okay. Any other questions?
Yes, any other participant? If you have any questions, you can ask students
Now
or
it is the
faculty members. Please
now
raise your hand. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
now it is the part for the hiring only. Based on your questions, I will answer how to get into Google. Google didn't require a formal degree. That didn't means to leave your engineering. If you are leaving your engineering, then you must be good beyond the coding of level of the. Are you able to crack the codings? And as the forgot to say to the Gajanan sir, I forgot to add one more point. Google initiate the three challenges: Google Kickstart, Google Code Jam, and Google Summer of the Code. These are the three internships which is unofficial but the official from the Google, and student can earn up to 3 to 4 lakhs rupees in a 6 month from the Google.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, any other participant? Yes, one more participant is there, Vipin.
Yes, Bipin, ask your questions.
Yes, please unmute your audio.
Okay, I will just if I'm able to share the screen again, then I will share it and we will go with the direct thing. Meanwhile, Bipin, you can ask a question.
Yes, please ask the question. I think he is disconnected.
Okay.
Yes, you can continue with your screen. Yes, sir.
So by visiting careers.google.com website, it is the official site from the Google where you can actually go and submit your resume and apply for the particular job. And here is the policies like you can in a 90 days you can apply for the 3 jobs or maximum.
Hello.
Hello?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Screen is visible?
Yes, sir. You're visible, sir.
Meaning screen.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay. Then we go for the careers.
So it's now not visible. In between it was visible. Not visible now.
Wait. It was blinking something.
Still it is not visible.
It is again not visible.
Yes, sir. Not visible.
Okay, so it has some issue with the, we can say, Teams, so it is not visible. Let them leave.
Yes, sir.
So over here I will answer orally because screen is not visible. So the thing for the coding profile, they have
I
a
can
soft.
see the screen.
Hello,
Yes, sir.
someone is speaking.
I can see the screen.
You
Vibhuti,
can see
sir.
the.
Yes, sir.
Okay. See, see this is the
Hello.
official. Hello.
Sir, you continue, sir. Screen is visible.
Okay. This is the official website from the Google. careers.google.com/jobs. So over here you can find the jobs for the different roles. Student also can apply for the internship as well over the Google. So I really request you, third year students from the 5th semester onward, apply for the internship till the 8th semester. So let's go for the particular students onwards.
Sir, your voice is breaking. Hello.
Hello, now it is
Yes.
visible, audible.
So you're audible, but I can't see your screen.
I
Ma'am,
will
it's
just.
there. It is there. Screen is there.
Okay, I don't know. I'm not able to see.
It may be it is
Okay,
continue
sir.
blinking on my side, so it may
Okay,
be.
sir. Yes, sir. You continue, sir, please.
See, students can apply in a internship in a business role. Students can apply in an internship in a technical role as well. See, these are the list of internship which are available in this thing this time. I just like to share this link with you people. I am dropping this link into the chat box.
Yes, sir.
It is. Is copy. Okay, it is copy and so hope you got the link on your chat box. Okay, so you can apply over there like that, or else you can engage in a several. Let's say if there is a student who don't know the code, don't have an interest in the, we can say, technical stuff, then how they can be a part of Google? Students, how many students love the marketing stuff, online digital marketing? Just raise your hand.
Yes, students, please raise your hand. Sir, there is one question from one student.
Yes.
Is Google Assistant work on voice recognition also?
Yeah, it is the voice recognition kind of stuff only. As I said in my presentations, it identify or personalize, we can say, personalized speech to text recognitions, where your voice will be recognized. And if the, let's say, if I'm saying my mother is speaking on my Google Assistant, it says that you are not a Nisar. there are more students are raising their hands. So the students have, I think, have interest in the digital marketing. So Google every year announce one challenge. It is for the non-profit organizations where students have an unofficial internship with Google, and college. One of the professor faculty members needs to be their mentor, and students can go the Google as we can say Google Ads, and in the Google Ads, Google will be give that organization assigned you the particular organization, non-profit organization, and Google will also give a $10,000 credit per month to organization to do a marketing, and you need to do a marketing for the real organization on the behalf of Google, and for that you get the certificate as well.
Sir, now some student raised their hand. I can see Priya Gupta. Yes, you can unmute your audio and you can ask the question. Yes. Students. I think now students may be disconnected. Due to that, we are not able to take that. Okay, sir, can you please tell for this Google Assistant, we can what are the important artificial intelligence tools are being used for any kind of recognition? It may be a voice recognition or writing recognition. So can you please enlighten on this?
Yes, definitely, sure. So recognition kind of stuff, they use the TensorFlow processing unit. So if you want to develop your own TensorFlow processing unit on your local computer, you just need to download the TensorFlow, and on your PC through get in your you need to install with, if you are using your Windows, then you need to install by two modes, either a CPU mode or either GPU mode. You need to install it via hello.
Hello, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You need to install via command prompt, and you need to install Python and Anaconda. Then you can have your own. You need to develop your own model. Then you have a, we can say, own model for the voice recognitions on the Google platforms. Or else in the Google Assistant, as I develop the applications, they already provide the free models, which is free and trained it by Google itself for the voice recognition and text recognition and speech recognitions.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for your sharing your deep knowledge about artificial intelligence and how Google Assistant will work. With us, your session was full of enthusiasm and valuable knowledge. And thank you so much, sir, for your valuable thoughts. Yes, sir. Now,